Hello and welcome to the very first episode of the Financially Forward podcast. I'm Denzil Davis, and I'm joined by
Marlena, Staley, and we're members of your financial coaching team here at Per Scholas. We know a bigger paycheck doesn't automatically mean financial freedom. It actually brings new challenges like navigating debt, avoiding the lifestyle creep, and figuring out how to turn that salary into real wealth. We are here to help you make that happen. Starting today with a topic that's a real game changer: financial coaching. We're glad to provide this podcast as a new way for you to connect with us. This podcast is a mission to help adults like you who are transitioning into the technology field transform your relationship with money and build lasting wealth. Many of us get into tech for financial opportunities, but quickly realize that a bigger paycheck doesn't automatically fix all of our money habits. We often feel overwhelmed, unsure, and maybe a little anxious.
So true, Marlena. It's like that's perfectly human. And the big thing is today we're tackling that powerful first step of truly understanding the importance of a financial coach. We'll break down what a financial coach actually does, and most importantly, how you can ensure you prioritize what you need to make sure that you control your financial future. And with that, let's cut straight to the confusion. I like to think of a financial coach like a personal trainer and really understanding what that looks like. When a trainer doesn't actually do the sit-ups for us, they teach you how to exercise correctly, also holding you accountable, and they help you build a routine that works for your body.
I like that analogy. A financial coach does those same things, but for your
Mhm.
money. They don't manage your investments or tell you what stocks to buy. They're focused on your behavior and mindset around money. They help you build healthy habits like budgeting, managing debt, and saving consistently. It's about empowering you to make smart decisions on your own, not about managing your money for you.
It's true. And with it, the coach is really there to help you with the how and the why of your money habits. So we always want to focus on education and empowerment and making sure that it's a judgment-free space to talk about any financial struggles, to know that we are not a sum of our mistakes and we can always improve to change and get better over time with whatever we may need. So we want to understand why you need a coach as a tech professional, and we understand our learners are most likely going to really experience a significant increase in their income, right? Which is amazing, but it's at the same time can be a challenge for some. So I really want to ask you first, Marlena, what do you do with that new money?
So you're going to hate my answer. But the answer is there's no right answer, one answer for everybody. Everybody's
Mhm.
unique. So they're going to have a different goal in mind with that new money. But without a plan, that bigger salary can actually lead to bigger spending, not bigger savings, which is what we would hope would happen. Financial coaches like you and I, we help our learners create a plan for that new income. And that plan is based on their goals. So if your goals are paying off student loans or credit cards, that can be something that we can help you do. But it could also be about just making sure that you're not living paycheck to paycheck, even with a higher salary, which unfortunately happens often.
Yeah, it's something that certainly sucks. And with it, this is the bigger concern of understanding that it's not just about the numbers. I think we couldn't also really truly dive deeper into the emotions because our emotions certainly play a part in how we make our decisions. And as humans, and for many of us, money is a source of stress or anxiety. So with a coach, we can identify the root causes of that stress or even develop a healthier, more confident relationship with your finances. So it's a transformation process. And I think with these newer, higher salaries, we want to always avoid lifestyle creep and think about what does it look like to either strategize to tackle that debt effectively or think about how we can move our money around to manage it in a better way too.
And what's interesting is that a lot of people think that if they have more money, then everything is going to just magically be better. There's going to be no stress, there's going to be no anxiety when it comes to finances if they could just make more money. And oftentimes that's not what happens. We still have that anxiety, that stress, that fear, even with those larger salaries. And so utilizing the coach to help you come up with a plan so you can eliminate or reduce that anxiety, that stress, all of those negative feelings as much as possible.
So true. So, along with those pieces that are very vital to our human experiences with repairing our relationship with money, we also want to understand we can improve our journey with money over time? And Marlena, I really want to understand, how have you seen success in your personal journey as well?
Yeah, so this is my favorite thing to talk about because I am a financial coach and I have been impacted so much by a financial coach. When my husband and I got married very young, we had no idea what we were doing when it came to our finances, and we were just trying to figure it out as the days went on. And one of his supervisors had suggested that we go see a financial coach. And we had our very first appointment with Margie. And in that appointment, Margie helped us set our goals, but she also helped us to create a budget. And that budget is something that is been so foundational to our family and all these years later, because that budget that she helped us create not only taught us just the basics, gave us the information on how to do it, but she showed us how to do it that was personalized to our family, that we
Yeah,
were able to do it with the numbers that made sense to us, with goals that made sense to us. And so that way then it was something that we stuck with. And all these years later, 23 years later, we are still using a form of that budget that Margie gave us. And that
amazing.
success that we found was something that we've been able to show our children how to do a budget, how to do these basic things. So as they're now going to be entering adulthood, that they can have those same feelings that we did of success. And one of the other things that was so fun is that after that first meeting, even though we felt that it was just the basics, it was something that was so empowering that we kept going back and we learned about credit, we learned about, saving, and all of those things are things that we were able to build on. And all these years later are things that
Yeah.
I'm able to still use in my personal life today.
Imagine the how of how to do things differently, to know that as a person, we don't know everything, but together we know a lot. Really considering the foundation of a plan, how does that help us to move forward and see success over time when we're building these consistent skills? It even reminds me of one particular alumni who I worked with over a couple months or so, and he had just been a new father, and understanding how to manage his finances was certainly important. So he had received a large sum of money, and with that money, he was wondering what to do with it. So with meeting with myself, we were able to discuss how he can have a better footing in his finances. He was able to pay off a lot of debt that he had before, and that allowed him to feel confident in making sure that his finances were in a better place for his future, as well as making sure that he'll be able to teach his son and to know that over time they would improve as well. So I think there's always an opportunity for us to learn and grow. And I'm pretty sure myself and Marlena are always in the space of understanding how we can improve in our opportunities to work with you all as well.
What I loved about what you just said, though, was that you gave the learner the confidence to help make those decisions. And I think it's really easy in 2025 to get information from a lot of places. And so to have
So
somebody
true.
that's dedicated to working with you and your specific goals, I just love that you were able to give him that confidence to make the decision so he can make a step forward and what he hoped and what he wants in his professional goals, but also in his financial goals as well.
Exactly, exactly. And in terms of this all, we truly want you to remember financial coaching is about empowerment. It's about taking the steps to become the master of your money. Your tech career gives you an incredible opportunity to build wealth. And with that, we want you to make sure you also have the financial skills to develop what it looks like to be even more successful in everything that you do. So here's your challenge as your coach and a goal for this week. We simply challenge you to research and check out at LST Hub at the links below, or even set up an appointment with a financial coach. And with that small step of looking, you can certainly have a huge leap toward building the financial confidence that you need. We always want to understand that the first step is always the hardest, but with your coach in your corner, it's always the most powerful. We thank you for joining us on this very first episode of the Financially Forward podcast. Until next time, keep building and keep growing.